Hi, you guys. It's Lisa. Thanks for stopping back at my channel. Look at all these goodies on my desk. I've pulled the thread. So I just wanted to pop in and make this really quick. And I apologize that I haven't been on every Saturday. It's just I'm busy and I'm creating and I'm having a really great time. I'm taking this online class, which is 12 weeks long with Louise Fletcher. And I'll tell you all about it when I'm finished and my thoughts on it and everything. But right now we're only in week 6. So I'm really trying to focus on that. I'm not ignoring you. And I don't know how often I will be here, but let's just focus on today, okay? So what I'm doing right now is I pulled out all of these things because I was looking for one tiny latch. I am finishing a art journal, and it's kind of inspired by this one, which was in one of the art journaling magazines last spring or something, or maybe several years ago, I'm not sure. But let's see. This is the art journal. So let's see, it is 2023 and it's 2024 now. Yeah, so last spring. Wow, it seems like it was longer than that, but it was in this magazine. So anyways, I'm trying to send in another journal like this or something that I have finished for the spring issue right now. I know it's fall here where I am, but that's how you do it. You have to get ahead of when they're printing, obviously. So I'll show you what I came up with. And it was kind of the practice piece. I hope it all folds up right now. It's been drying. It was the practice piece of this class that I did. I did a workshop. It was 3 days long. It was, I don't know, 2 summers ago or something like that. But so it's in a little concertina like this, and we go through how to make the background and use the watercolors and cut these out of books or magazines or what have you. And if you're interested, I could probably put an online little tutorial more in depth on it. I certainly could do that, but here is how it turned out. I'm getting ready to send it in to Art Journaling Magazine, but I wanted to kind of pull in some of the final details and trinkets. And I thought that maybe we would do that together. I don't like how this is sticking out right here. So I'm just going to rip that off. But this is what I'm going to do. So stick with me, and I'm going to clean off my desk, pull out a few of these elements that I have scattered about. As you can see, I have a rosebud here. That's definitely going to go in here because the actual theme of the journal is garden, and so it's all garden related, kind of same on the same idea as this one was. Whoa. And that was in 2023 Art Journal Magazine, like I said. Anywho, so I'm going to go through this now, and I'm going to add little finishing touches of little things that I have pulled out. And there's a lot of things here, so I'll do that off camera, put a little pile together. I found butterflies and dragonflies that are already cut out, and those will definitely go in. I found this baby, and I'm going to put it in a plastic little thing. We can do that together. I'm going to clean this up, and I'll be back, and we'll do it together, okay? Thanks. Bye. Okay, I'm back. Let's do this. So when we work on this little insert for the art journal that I'm going to send in to Art Journaling Magazine next week, I had to take you on a little journey. Okay, so I'm going to set this one aside. So when I was making this one, I came across a little book like this that had watercolor paper in it. And I quickly did this background in this little page before this was even born. And I got so excited about it that this was born. Okay, so I took this idea. I didn't go any further in here because I loved it so much. And then you'll see it in here. So here's the tree. Here's the bench. You know, I put the rocks in there. I stopped with this and then I went to this. Well, now I'm going through my baskets of my art journaling supplies, which I am kind of putting in one big basket now. So that's kind of nice. I came across this and I wanted to put something behind this real butterfly that I have. Look at that. It's beautiful. And it has to be protected. So I'm going to put it in this protective sheet that I got at a rummage sale. I got a ton of them. A whole big stack like this. I don't know how much you paid, maybe $1 or whatever. But to find out today when I'm looking at them, they're actually sticky on the back. So when I do a image, it's going to show through. So I'm going to use this tree, which started this book, which started now this book, and it's going in this book. So you can see what I was excited about, and I just kind of wanted to show you why I was choosing this little tree that's in this tiny little book. So be patient with me. I'm going to rip this apart. And it'll be fine. Get this out of the way again. And yeah, let's see what we can do. So apparently, since I can just put it right over the top, wish I could see through it, right? Well, let's just do it. I'm going to need a little edge here. Stick it down. It's not the end of the world, right? It is an art journal page. Big deal. I'm going to just... This watercolor paper is really nice and thick. So, yeah, guess I'll just cut it. Get out my big choppers and just cut it. I'm not cutting into the plastic, of course. Cut it off at the top. Yeah, cool. And then I'm sure I will go around it with the brown like I do everything. I'm obsessed with it. You don't have to. It's what I like. It doesn't matter. If you don't like it, don't do it. So now look at, I got a pocket in there and the tree is in the back. So how cool is that, right? I love it. So that's going to be a really nice little spot for this beautiful butterfly. Be careful. But what a better place to put a beautiful butterfly than in a beautiful journal. Protect it. So look at that. I'm not going to staple it or nothing. I'm just going to leave it in there. And it'll go, I don't know, somewhere in this journal. I don't know how I'll attach it or what, but we'll figure it out later, huh? I have to put something on the back here, probably a book page. See how inspiration just keeps you going? So now I'm looking for a book page, and I have right back here some music notes. Why not? That's already dyed. Let's use that. So again, that's how inspiration takes you. I like this. I've got a glue stick here. And then you just keep going. Well, maybe I got a glue stick here. Oh, ouch, that one hasn't been used in a bit. All right. So, oh, and I don't want to push too hard because Mr. Butterfly's in there. Silly. Gotta be careful. I'll stick this on the back. I will put it together. I'll pull out some more stuff from my stuff here and we'll do another little bit when I come back, okay? I'm back, okay? So here's how that turned out. And I put that paper on the back so it wasn't so bright. Okay, so then I was thinking, well, where am I going to put it? Here's a perfect place to put it because isn't this cool? This is the tree that's been back here. And if I put it there, you know, it's kind of like day and night maybe for the butterfly. Well, okay, so how am I going to attach it? So I was just putting it here. And if you can see, and I'll lift it up towards you, I must have had some drywall tape on my paper when I was making the background when I sprayed. And again, if you want me to go through everything step by step, we certainly can. I'll put together a real good online thing for you. But anyways, so I grabbed this out of my scrap box because it was in my junk box. And it's already been kind of tea-dyed, so it must have came from that. Down here on the bottom of these plastic things, it has a little advertising there. Didn't really care for that. So I thought, well, I'm just going to cover it up with some of this drywall tape because that looks pretty cool like that. So that's what I'm going to do. And I think the easiest way to do that is going to be a staple. Bing, right there. Now that, to me, is even cooler, right? So we've got that. We've got the drywall tape. It kind of mimics this down here. Okay, so I'm like, okay, how am I going to attach it? I thought, well, I'll just punch a hole. And then I dug this rusty washer out of a jar of rusty washers that I have. And that's where that inspiration all came from. So I'm going to go ahead and do this off camera. I'll be right back and show you. Okay, I'm back, and here is a hole punched, the washer put on, the rusty washer put on, I hole punched into the book, and then this is still wet from the E6000, and I'm going to set it aside. Now, I use a lot of E6000. Why? Because I'm deathly afraid of hot glue. I burn my fingers all the time, and I hate it. So E6000 is a good option for that. Here's a tip. So I get mine out of the drawer, and I kind of, crank the bottom up so that I know that it's going to come out, because a lot of times we don't use this stuff because it dries up, but this is a good tip. I always have a wet baby wipe with me. When I knead the tube a little bit, I open the tube, and if you can't get one open, this is a great tool for you to have if you use paints or anything, especially watercolor paints, the little tubes, they fit in here, and you can get, quite a nice jar opened if you need to. But yeah, you put it in there and you open it carefully. But as I'm turning it, I am not squishing on the tube, because if you are, when you open this up, it's just going to go all over the place. So I don't know what the name of that tool is. If you need to know, I can look it up. So, okay, so here I've got it coming out. I've got my piece sitting here already, so I know what I'm going to be putting it on. I put it on, and then when I close it up, I kind of squish it on the sides so that the glue goes back in. But also I have this wet baby wipe here. Well, it was wet. And then I wipe off that nozzle, and then I put the cover back on, because I know that I'm not going to have all of that E6000 cementing the cover back on my glue. Okay, good tip. Throw this away, no problem. Okay, so I'm put this aside. I browned that hole a little bit just because it's the style I like. And I'm going through my box of things, my box of junk that I've been just setting aside, when I'm thinking of a journal, it all goes into a box, and I like this kind of journaling. I don't know why I don't do more of it. And I have like 8 sketchbooks, concertina sketchbooks from this class, so maybe I will do another one. Maybe I'll do it as an online class. Let me know below if you're interested. If not interested, I don't need to do it because I can just do it myself, right? But here's the hole, and I'm like, well, how am I going to attach it? So here's some of that ball chain. I thought that would be really cool to attach it like that. So I had a piece, and I'm going to just attach it here. I'm not going to put my tag on there right now because that glue is still wet, so I set it aside. But now I know that something's going there, right? I won't forget, and it's there. I don't have to search it out. When I was in my box of goodies, this came about. A tea tag. I saved it from probably a tea bag and just never got rid of it. Well, they're kind of cool to hang in your journals. So then I was like, well, I need to make the string more dark. That's not a problem. You just put it on top of your dauber if you like that look, right? And you just pull it through. See, now it's not so stark white. That's what I do, right? That you don't have to do that if you don't want to. This is your journal. These are just ideas for you. I'm going to give you a couple more, and then I'm going to let you go. I will do a complete flip through at the end. I think I'll work on this maybe for a week. I don't have to have it there until November 15th. So watch to the end, and I'll do a flip through. And it's nice to have a flip through even for myself, because if they do accept it and they say, okay, now tell me about it, how you went about it, well, then I can look at this video and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that now. Okay, so I'm looking, well, what am I going to put on this tag? It just says black tea on here, and then on the other side it just has like the name brand or whatever. I'm going to brown the edges of this and make it look vintage because I like the black tea words on it. And I just looking at now, I really like that the lettering is green too, because it goes with the whole page, right? And here, this fell out of my box. So it's kind of a nod to me to go ahead and use that. It's just a leaf that was made out of a book page, and then there was some brown spray on it. So it's quite cool. And it will be looking like it's kind of hanging from the tree when it's on this tag. I don't know. I'm just going with it. So I'm going to hold that up like that. I know I need to cut it a little bit smaller on this side, kind of make it a leaf shape if I could. And on this side, so I'll go ahead and do that. And I will probably cut a little more off. I probably will use my E6000. Why? Just because it's sitting here. Yeah, and I don't have to go and run for anything. Just because it's sitting here in front of me. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Move my journal out of the way. Open my, I have a baby wipe here. I was just wiping my hands with it and it's still wet. So I'm going to open my glue really quick. I have what I want to glue. I'm barely squeezing because I don't want to waste that glue, right? And I wipe it up and I catch the nozzle quickly, squeeze on the sides, put the cover back on. Yes, a good E6000 tip. Here is my leaf hanging from a tea bag string. So adorable. I love tea, so that's really great. I'm going to set that aside and leave it dry. Make sure it's good. Okay. One other thing, wiping my fingers because I have that ink on there and I don't want smudges all over my book, right? So I do use baby wipes when I'm working on these art journals. Otherwise, I usually have towels and water, but I want to be careful when I'm working on this. I'm going to set this aside so I remember to keep taking them because my hands are getting quite inky. All right, so we've got that page. Now I want to do something with the rosebud. And like I said, I'm going to continue on, but I'm not going to bore you to death. I got these at a rummage sale also, and I thought, what am I going to use those for? But here we go. I think they're like coin keepers type things, right? So I thought, well, if I had a little pressed flower that I wanted to highlight in one of my journals, that would be cute. So that's what I'm going to do. And then that got me thinking about the butterflies that we did in this journal. Let's see where it is. The rain. Here it is. This one. It's called a butterfly specimen is what I called it. So I'm going to go ahead and do this with the same technique, and I'm going to put that rosebud in there. So the same technique is a drop or two of some alcohol ink in here, spread it around. First I'm going to take my brown ink and go around this on the background. And the more I'm talking, the more ideas I'm getting. I'm going to take a text stamp, text on this. Then I'm going to brown it. I'm going to put the drops of alcohol ink in here, let it dry, and then we'll seal it up together with this rosebud inside. How exciting. I'll get ready and I'll be right back. All right, so I was going to just go ahead and make this little specimen thing off camera, and as I was getting my things out and experimenting, I kind of came upon a nice little technique, and it'll save you some time if you watch this. So what I discovered, on these little coin keeper things, this cardboard is kind of slippery, okay, thing to note. I wanted some kind of text on the front of it, so I got out this larger text, which is example right here. I got out this linen text, or not text, but linen pattern. It's got a big goober on. Lost some footage there. I apologize. What I did here is I stamped archival ink onto the specimen cards. I used my linen and my newspaper print. I did 5 of each. Let them dry. I used the alcohol and the baby wipe to clean the lenses here. Just a little drop. Clean the lenses. I did all of those at the same time. Mass producing is a lot easier because you can get much more done. So then I'm going to take the brown that I chose is dark chocolate and my sponge dauber, and I'm going to go over all of these. And be careful that you're not smudging that ink. Archival ink dries really fast, so I don't think you have to worry about it. You know, just a few minutes, let it dry. I went over the windows now too because I wanted them to be a little vintage looking, right? But I don't have to use the alcohol ink, so I'm saving a little bit of product. So I'm going to do all of those off camera, and then we will get back together, put it together with the rosebud inside, and we'll see where we'll put it in our journal. All right? Tried to catch you up there. Sorry about that. Thanks. Bye. All right. Mission accomplished. All right, let's put the rosebud together. Now I'm looking at these and I'm just trying to pick one that I really like. This one will be fine. I'm going to put the rest of them in my box. I can't even, here, I'll show you the box that I have, you know, right here with all of these good things in it. And I cleaned off my desk. I put things away that I'm not using just to keep our area looking good. And I think I'm going to use E6000 on here. I was going to use glue stick, but, you know, I want it to be a little stronger than that. So I'm going to go ahead and use E6000 again. And no, I don't work for E6000. I'm kind of going to get the corners, I think, and maybe just in the spine, just a little bit like that. Can you see? I'm being careful, wiping off the top with my baby wipe and getting that cover right back on. Okay, Rosebud. Oh, this creating probably, I can lose it. Closing it down. It did ooze out the corner. I didn't want that to happen, but I know how to fix it. You can fix anything in art journaling, right? So you can see, if I get it way up here, let me find a piece of white paper so you can see what I'm talking about. Way up here, it oozed out a little bit of the corner there, but I'm not going to fret because it's really cool and nobody's going to be like, oh my God. If they do that, well then stop looking at it. That's what I say. Okay, I feel like I've got a good seal. And as I was going through my boxes of things, I just keep adding things to these boxes because you never know when you're going to need that little piece of something. And you know, the art journal will call to you with you. That's really kind of neat there. That just spoke to me out of this bunch of junk. Nothing written on there. See if there's any words in here. Whoop, opened. Okay, so what I was saying was, in my boxes of stuff, I had this cute little clip. So that's what's going to happen right there, and it's going to hold this shut too. I'm going to put it right on the clip there like that. I'm probably going to put another one on the bottom here till it dries. And how adorable is that? So I had to find a place to put that in my journal. I'm going to let it set aside to dry. We'll go back to this. We'll go ahead and put it in the journal. Okay. Because it's dry now. Look how cool that is. I love it. Put that ball chain in there. And this is really inexpensive stuff, you know, and you get a strand of it or whatever, and it's going to last you forever. Now I've got this leaf to hang down, and I think I'll just tie it on here. In a little slip knot like that. And how adorable. Oh, that was off camera. How adorable is that? The little leaf. And that's going to be in our journal. And on the back, black tea. Super neat. Super neat. And then we've got this that we did. Now I've got it oozing out all sides. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear this apart because it's making me unhappy. I'm going to save my flower. And because I have several of these, I'm going to be able to save my flower and go ahead and do it correctly. Because, right, this is going to go into a journal that's going for submission. We want it to look neat. So I'm choosing another one of our covers. Get my E6000 again. And now I know tiny, tiny, tiny bit of E6000 because I don't want that to happen again, right? I'm just like barely even crossing that. I'm going to go ahead, see which side is the front. I think this side will be the front. Put my rosebud in there again. Shut it up. And now I won't have any oozing out the corners. I don't want to submit something like that. That would be very, very lazy of me. So big deal. I go ahead and I throw this one in the garbage. And I'll probably save it as an example of what not to do, right? And now we've got that really cute little clip on the top. I'm going to put one on the bottom just so it stays together. And put it up here. How adorable is that going to be? All right, I'm going to clean up my area. I'm going to come back. We're going to do a flip through, and that'll be it for today. I'm going to work on it in my spare time this week. I'm super excited about doing that and bring it all together, and that will be it. I'll send it out in the mail. All right, we'll talk to you in a bit. Okay, quick flip through before I continue on. So it says garden up here. It's got the cute mushrooms. I'm going to do some more painting on this page, I decided, and I'm going to put some black splatters on it because it creates movement. So into the book here. Trees, little garden shed. Flip again, some more trees. So something needs to happen here, some little embellishment. Maybe this, huh? Maybe this will be it. Not sure, but that's a good space right there. Let's just say it is. Okay, we've got the cute little bird. I have a very cute little feather, so that might go there. Leave it there. This looks nice. I've got an embellishment here. It says, welcome to my garden. I may write over that a little bit better to make it look a little bit more intense. We've got flora and fauna. We've got some stamping. We've got our beautiful butterfly element here. Nothing needs to happen on this couple of pages. We've got the greatest joy is in creating. We've got a little bit of messed up here. I'm going to brown that edge right there, and that will fix that. I won't be disappointed with that. Here is where the other journal came in. I put two journals together. So some black splatter stamps on here, so it makes it look like it's going together. It says Vintage Garden. Flipping the page, and we've got birdhouses all along here. And then we've got a little egg with a cute little feather there. I don't really love this seam here. I think maybe I'm going to need to do something there, but we will see what happens, all right? And then the back cover is this little lock that I put on here, and it does not open. I was going to have it open, and I thought, oh, I just got to stop somewhere. And so I have lots and lots of cute little embellishments. I could put that on there. That would look really nice. Lots of different things. I'll try and take a few more pictures at the end when I have finished it, but I wanted to get this for you so that we can finish this video, okay? Have a great day. I'll let you know if this gets published, and we'll talk to you again soon, all right? Comment below. If anyone is out there really watching these videos, I'd like someone to comment below. All right? Have a good day. Bye.